2004 Nobel Peace Laureate Professor Wangari Maathai. The story reads almost like fiction. How could one woman have stirred so much controversy, braved so much brutality, and yet still managed to accomplish so much? Educated in the United States under the 1960s Kennedy airlifts, Maathai got her degree in biology from Mount Scholastica College in Kansas and her master's degree at the University of Pittsburgh. Professor Maathai returned to Kenya in 1969, where she joined the University of Nairobi as an assistant lecturer while still pursuing her studies. In 1971, she became the first woman in East and Central Africa to earn a doctorate, and later, in 1974, was the first woman to head a department at the university and become an associate professor. She founded the Green Belt movement in the mid-70s, and the organization was instrumental in planting millions of trees nationwide. Her clamor for a greener country, a greener continent, and a greener world saw her challenge the powers that be at different points in time. Professor Maathai remained largely unknown until she became a household name in 1989 when she opposed plans by the then ruling party KANU to build a 60-story Kenya Times Media Trust complex at Uhuru Park. Maathai spearheaded a campaign to stop the project by writing protest letters to different government UN offices as well as the British High Commissioner. When the letters failed to block the skyscraper plan, Maathai went to court to challenge the construction, again in vain. However, with media attention, her protest led the foreign investors involved to cancel the plan in 1990. In the 90s, she once again took head-on powerful forces, including influential political and business leaders who had demarcated part of the Karura forest and earmarked it for construction of houses. For her troubles, a group of hired security guards descended on her entourage with whips and other crude implements, leaving her with a head injury. However, she stepped up her position to the project, and developers were forced to abandon the project owing to negative publicity elicited by the hullabaloo. She once again made headlines when she barricaded herself in her house, alleging an assassination plot. Police surrounded her house for 3 days before cutting through bars she had installed on her windows and arresting her. She was later released on bail after being taken to court. It was then that Maathai used her momentary freedom to lead mothers of political prisoners in a hunger strike at the corner in Uhuru Park. Later, Maathai joined politics. However, her political star did not shine as bright as she would have wanted. After several failed attempts to vie for parliamentary and at one time presidential positions, in 2002 she won the Tetu constituency election with 98% of the vote. Later in 2003, she was appointed Assistant Minister for the Environment, even though many expected she would be given a full ministerial position. She failed to recapture the Tetu seat in 2007. Nonetheless, Professor Wangari Maathai is a celebrated icon the world over. She is decorated with over 50 reputable international awards, including the Nobel Peace Prize in 2004, the Earth Hall of Fame in 2009 and 2010, and being voted among the 100 most influential persons in the world by the Time and Forbes magazines. Locally, she was awarded Elder of the Golden Heart, Elder of the Burning Spear, and Milele Achievement Award. Wangari Maathai was a woman ahead of her time, having started pushing for environmental conservation when the world's attention was focused elsewhere, unaware of the threat posed by environmental degradation. Green, the color that is almost synonymous to the name Wangari Maathai. She truly remains an icon. Betty Kello, KTN Prime.